How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to an episode in live stream here on Let's Build Twitter. As always, I'm Ethan Uncutter. If you guys do want access to that private repository, there is a link in the description down below that tells you exactly how to do that. Now, unfortunately, I am planning to be a little bit shorter stream today, just because I have some other stuff that I want to work on. I'm getting extremely close to getting the minimalistic NeoVim configuration done for Java developers, so I do want to make a video on that, so I want to get that done, and it's almost done, so hopefully that tutorial can come out relatively quickly. But yeah, so other than that, we're getting back to work here on the replies. So I just refreshed the Java application, so there's no replies. So let's go ahead and just make a reply to see what we got here. So whoops, making a quick reply. We still need to get the whatever it's called, can't think. We still need to get the images working on here, make sure GIFs work and all that stuff. But for the time being, that's what we're gonna do. Let's go and make a reply. We need to figure out how the heck we're gonna deal with making this work, because it's currently going to the post feed or the post slice instead of the feed slice, which is also an issue. If we refresh, we should see. Now we can see this. This looks a little bit big, but I just double checked Twitter and it does use the same exact font size. We also need to figure out how to do like the show more and stuff. I think I have an idea for show more, so that's good. We also need to be able to like make this clickable, but I think we'll go through and make them clickable and stuff a little bit later on. So with that being said, I think we just go ahead and get to work. I have an idea for this part, and I also have an idea for the show more, so we'll see what happens here. We're gonna have to make some longer posts, and I'm thinking that we go ahead and maybe generate more posts and then just follow a few people. So maybe clear out the table, make some posts and put them on like Summer, Rick, Morty, all of those, make like 200, 300, 400, 500 posts. And I want to do that because of the fact that I want to be able to test the pagination. And also I don't want it to be like, if we have like only this many and there's a little invisible box down here that more or less reloads the page or grabs more data whenever we hit it, I don't want it to basically sit there and call the server over and over and over again. So with that being said, let's go and hop into our code. I want to try to get this working. I believe it's 5 lines. I cannot find a although this one just straight up interesting. Maybe they changed all tweets to only include like 5 lines, because this one only has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines as well. Interesting. So I think they might have just straight up changed how things work on Twitter. Of course they did, because why wouldn't they? But basically what we want to be able to do is have the actual part here be only 5 lines tall. Now, we may have an issue with the ... but I might be able to overlook that. But let's go ahead and hop into our code and just get into it before I take up too much time. So this is what I've got so far. So what I'm thinking is, right here is where we have our elements and stuff, and then this basically, I guess never mind, this might be okay because this is already just post content and then just has a bunch of stuff in it. So what we could probably do is this post content. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and copy this post content, and I don't know if we have applied to CSS. We do. We brought it in. No, we have not. So let's go ahead and bring in import. Oh, we did. Okay, just kidding. We did bring it in. So let's go into our reply.css and let's go this, paste. So now I want to set the line height, and I believe this should be 26 pixels because that's the height of like the total font and everything. And then what we want to go ahead and do is say that the total height or max height, I guess, of this. So we'll say max height is going to be equal to whatever 26 times 4 is. So let me do some quick maths. So do 104. So max height will be 104 px, and height will be fit content. I don't think we need to do anything else. Now the only thing is I don't know what the thing actually outputs, what this guy actually output, so we may need to do some extra work for this. But something else we need to do is we need to go ahead and say overflow hidden. So overflow hidden, and then let's see if I could CSS ellipsis on overflow. Let's see if I can find how to do this, because I always forget to do this. So it's text overflow. Let's say text overflow, and this might need to go on the other thing. So that's what I'm concerned about. So we'll see what happens here. And we also want white space no wrap, so let's add that as well. White space no wrap. Whoops. Okay, so this should set each line's height to 26 pixels, which is about the height of our text. And then we have a max height of 104, so it shouldn't be any larger than 4. Although this should be 5 actually, so I'm gonna do 26 times 5. So it should be 130. Would have been a little bit too big or too small. And then, yeah, let's just see what this does. Again, the other stuff still needs to be refactored. And, that made it too small. So what if we got rid of fit content? We definitely want a max height. That didn't do it either. The ellipsis worked. So we said height equal to this. It's way too big. Interesting. So what if we do line height? Let's try this. Let's just try line height equal to 26px and see what happens. Okay, still doesn't work. Height, fit content, whoops, and width 100%. I wonder why line height makes it not work anymore. So we get rid of the line height. Does it go back to normal? No. So line height's not doing it, I guess. What if we do this? Get rid of these two. Maybe it's a white space no wrap. Okay. Is it white space no wrap doing it maybe? So let's try this. Okay, it's still there. So now if we say max height equal to 130px and height fit content. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this is a little bit too big, but I swear whenever I looked at this says 26. 26 is the total height. So why is it a little bit too big? Let's go down to 25 and do 125 and see what happens. We have overflow hidden, we do. Nothing happened. This part's still showing. So let's say 100. Obviously that's not big enough. Okay, so that shows 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh wait, I'm not long enough. So instead of 130, it should be like 135. I need to make like, what I need to do is make a post that has a bunch. So it needs to be like 135 or something. That's kind of weird that it shows. All of it has, it might be because of the thing. So let's make a new one. Let's make a post that has more than 5 lines. We added some space here just to take up some lines. I hope you all are having a great day. Which reminds me, I need to pull out the chat just in case anyone does chat. So let's pop out chat really quick. Okay, so now there's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's only 5 lines. This line should eventually be cut off if we reply to it. Okay, let's post it. So that didn't reset to the right size, so we need to look into that. We refresh. That completely cut everything off, didn't it? Let's look in the database and make sure that got created properly. Let's make a post. This line should eventually be cut off. Yeah. Also, it seems like the line's a little bit scuffed, but it is what it is. So what's going on with this post? Let's look at the post itself. Maybe I set a height on it. No, height just fit content. And it shouldn't have anything to do with... So let's see what's going on with this. So this is a post, class post. Post left, post right. So it might be this post content. It might be the post content. So let's go back into here. Let's actually call, I think it's getting the wrong data. So let's go into a reply. Yeah, so let's say post. Let's actually say reply content. I think it's grabbing it from reply instead of from the post for some reason, which is weird that it would be doing that. But let's go ahead and grab this and go into a reply, and we're going to make this reply content and save that. And then now let's refresh. Why is it not showing everything? Okay, let's check this again. Post content. It's just a straight up post. What styles does it have on it? For some reason, it's still saying it has max height. Did this not save? Of course it didn't save. There we go. Okay, so now this is all here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. As we expect. So now if we make a reply to this, so let's go ahead and make a reply. Let's see if we hide the bottom content when we reply. Go ahead and reply. Let's refresh. Okay, so this... Ooh, it got smaller. Okay. So that one, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's working right. I think we can probably get away with 125 then, or 130. Let's see what 130 looks like. But the thing was, it was kind of getting cut off, wasn't it? I don't know. I think that kind of looks good. So now the thing that we need to do is we need to get the show more popping up only if it's overflowing, right? Because we have overflow none. And we didn't get it to work with ... but that's probably fine. It was working earlier. So I guess we're not going to have this white space no wrap. So now what we need to do is go back into reply. And I think maybe we put it on this reply content. Let me see kind of how they do it here. So they have it on a P tag. So this will be interesting. It might have to go on this, but we'll see. So, let's do this. Let's go ahead and put a ref on this. Let's go ahead and bring in use ref. Whoops. Use ref. And then let's go ahead and make a ref. So we'll say const, and we'll call this overflow ref, because that's what we're going to be checking, equal to use ref. And this will be an HTML. What is this? A div element? And it'll start out as null. Right, it's a div. Yep. So now we're going to go ahead and say ref is equal to, and this is going to be equal to overflow ref. Now what we need to do is whenever this loads, we need to set whether or not it's overflowing. So let's go and also say const overflowing. Make sure we set overflowing right, and set overflowing equal to use state. So it'll be Boolean, and we'll set it to false to start. And we need to bring in use state, so let's go and bring in use state as well. Okay. We also need use effect. Let's bring in use effect. So whenever we load in, so const, well actually we don't want const, we want use effect. And let's do this. And we are going to watch our overflow ref, I guess. Or actually, no, we just want to do it once it's loaded. And I guess we gotta watch for the reply dot content to change. Maybe. So if there's reply dot content, I think there should be no matter what. But if there's reply dot content here, then let's go ahead and say if this and our overflow ref and overflow ref dot current. So I don't know if this is going to work 100%, but we'll go ahead and say let's just first console dot log, and we want to check two things. First, we want to go ahead and check overflow ref dot current dot, and then we need the, what's this called? We want the client height. So let's see if we have this on here. Okay, we do. We want the client height. And that's console.log, and we'll say overflow ref.current. We want to check the scroll height. So we might need to make a special wrapper specifically for this guy. Let's just fit content, because this one might just be the same height no matter what, since it's overflow hidden. But let's see what happens when we console.log this. So let's inspect console. Let's refresh. This isn't going to work though, because we don't know which one's which. So this one's 130 and 135. This one's 130 and 210. Although I don't know which one is which. So what do we want to do? We could say console.log. Let's do this. We're going console.log content client height is overflow ref.current.client height. This is so overkill, but I just want to see if this is working or not. So, and then we'll go ahead and say, I guess this is actually content will be reply content. And then finally, whoops, actually be reply dot content. I don't know where that came from. Reply dot content. And then finally we'll have scroll height is overflow ref.current.scroll height. So basically, if the scroll height is higher than the client height, that means it's overflowing and we need to show more. So let's just see what we get now. Let's refresh. Should get some objects. So let's make a post of more than 5 lines. Let's see. So this one is here. Here is here's a reply. Or are these all on replies? Because I only see 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, you know what? It just printed the same ones twice, right? Yeah. So client height's 130. So even this one should be getting cut off theoretically. So I guess this one should maybe be 135 actually. So let's change this to 135 inside of the CSS. So reply CSS 135. And let's get another refresh. Let's see. Sorry, man. I'm working on it. All right, let's see. 135, 135. This one's 135, 210. So this one should not be basically scrolling, but this one should be show more. And this is still a little bit scuffed, but it is what it is. So yeah, so basically what we can do, let's go into our reply. Let's go ahead and get rid of this console.log. So we can say that if our reply content and overflow ref hidden, we can go ahead and say if our overflow ref dot current, not even close, dot current, and then client height is less than overflow. Yeah, we just want it strictly less than, I guess. Overflow ref dot current dot scroll height, and then we can go ahead and say set overflowing to true. So we'll go ahead and set the overflowing there, and then if overflowing is true, we'll go ahead and say overflowing and this. So if we're overflowing, we'll go ahead and show that show more, otherwise we won't. So now here we don't see overflowing. We might want to add some padding to the bottom of that. That looks a little bit close. But here you can see that it says show more. I don't know why this is still popping up like this. A little bit strange, but it is what it is. So looks good. I'm going to add some margin to the bottom, or not some margin, some padding to the bottom of this reply. So the reply, let's say adding on the bottom is like 8px might be a little bit large, but I think it looks good on that once we get rid of this. So now here, I'm gonna go back to Twitter where I have one of these open. I guess I don't have one open. Let me scroll for a second and see if I can't find one that has show more on it. I probably won't be able to, but you never know. Let's see, let me just scroll for a little bit. It doesn't have to necessarily be a reply. I just kind of want to see. Okay, this is taking too long, so I might just give up. I'll give it a couple more seconds here to look. Okay, here is a show more. So I'm guessing it's just 15, but it's just a little bit smaller. So font size 15. This one has like a hover effect or like underline and stuff. So let's go ahead and do that really quick. So go to our reply, grab this show more. We need to also put the images in there if there are images. So we don't have the images in the post yet. So we'll have to deal with that. But I kind of want to get the text stuff done first, and we can go back through and kind of do the other stuff. So let's say this. So font size. Actually, let's start out with margin and padding. Margin will be 0. Padding will be 0. And our font size will be 15px. Our font weight will be 400. It's pretty thin. We need Twitter blue. So let's go to our app.tsx and grab Twitter blue. So our blue color, grab that. Go into reply, color. And let's go and do a hover effect on this. So hover. We'll need to on-click on this eventually. I don't know what on-click does. We might just load it larger, but reply show more. We have cursor pointer. We're gonna have text decoration underline, And I think that's it actually. I think it just is underline and pointer. So now if we actually come in here, that looks good. Cool, I like that. That looks really good. Of course, if there was like no space there, it looked a little bit better. Here, this looks like fine. Now, obviously, this needs to be a little bit smaller. I think they might make it down to like 30 or something, and then we need to line everything else up. But everything else is the same size. So let's just go ahead and work on this. So our reply left, I might just go ahead and grab, well, I might need to make it slightly smaller. But let's grab a reply left, let's copy it. Now let's go into here and just put it above here because it's technically above there in the file. And I'm going to cheat. So here they have width 10%. Honestly, I might just get rid of the width altogether. So I might just get rid of the width and height 100%. That's fine. Display flex, yada, yada, yada. Padding, we might only need like 12 just because it's a little bit smaller. So let's see. So we come back in here. Doesn't look much different. And what if we actually put, well, we'll leave the padding as is, I guess. So then in our reply, we have our reply PFP. So let's do reply PFP, save that, bring in reply PFP into our reply, and do this, reply PFP. So again, this one, I think I want like 30 by 30, or maybe 35 by 35. It's slightly smaller. We'll try 30 by 30 first and just see what it looks like. Everything's actually saved. So that might be a little bit small. Let's say 35 by 35. It is slightly smaller though. So that is something I want to keep in mind. So I think it looks good. Now I wish I had, actually I might have a screenshot of a reply. So give me a sec here. I'm just going to pull this over so I don't accidentally show anything I don't want to. Yeah, so it is. So it looks like it's centered, like the name is centered, and then everything else is kind of pushed down a little bit. So let's see what we can do about that. So on the right side, so I'm going to close out of this. So here in our post.tsx, we just have right top and right. So let's go into a reply. So we'll go ahead and say reply right. I don't know if I need to really do anything with this. Reply right. Also, I think what we can do inside here, let's bring back that padding, wherever it was. Because I thought, oh, I still have the padding. Okay. We might need to get rid of padding. We'll see. But okay. I'm going to get rid of this post slice as well because it keeps confusing me. So our reply right. Let's go ahead and put it here. This can basically be the same. So I'm going to grab this. I don't know if I'm worried about the width either. I can keep width, I guess. I don't know. Let's see if it looks bad. It looks okay, I guess. Now, I think we either want padding on the top or padding on, or margin on the top. So let's just tweak this. Let's try 12. Yeah, it needs to come down even more. So let's do 16. Because it's literally level. And maybe I take the padding off of this. And let's see what that looks like. Because I feel like, okay, so that definitely is padding on the left and top. So let's do that. So here, let's also get rid of this padding. Let's see. So there is a little bit of padding on the top and left. So, whoops. So let's go back to our reply left. Adding top. Let's try 12 pixels. So it looks like. So I think that's a little bit much. I'm going to do 8 pixels. And then I'm just tweaking stuff here until we get something that looks good. So 8 pixels might be okay. So let's do also padding left. Padding left 8 pixels. And maybe it should be padding all around this. I don't know. Okay, I think we can handle that. Now, reply right. I think maybe we do just padding on the top maybe, because I'm just basing it off this. So this needs to be brought down so it's level. And it might be slightly smaller. I don't know. I could look into really quickly. I guess I could look into a see if I can find a reply to see if it does look smaller. Just let me scroll for a second here. It's really hard to find replies, it seems like. Here we go. So I think possibly the text is a little bit smaller. So this guy says 24 by 24 actually, so it's quite a bit smaller. And then the font size is 15. I don't know what the font size for this is. The font size is the same, but it seems like the profile picture is significantly smaller. It says 24 by 24. So I didn't think it was really that small. We'll go and do 24 by 24 just to kind of get the match. What does this look like now? Oh boy, that's tiny. And then what we'll do is we will go ahead, and that just seems massive, but it is what it is. So now let's go margin top. And now that it's so small, I think we can bring this up back to 12 pixels. Okay. I think that looks pretty good. So now let's say margin or padding top on this. And let's say like 16 px. We might need to double it to like 24 px. I don't know. I just want to see what looks good. That was actually too much. Let's go 12 px. I think we can make that work. I think it looks pretty good. And maybe we do a padding left just to add a little bit of space. Not very much though. Padding left maybe like 8 pixels. And 8 px might even be too much as well. I'm gonna go like half that. I'm gonna go like 4 pixels because it's very small. Yeah, let's see here. So this is only 80 pixels tall apparently, which doesn't seem right whatsoever. But I finally found a reply that has multiple lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5. Okay, so I think that looks good. Like that. I don't know what else there is to do. I think this all lines up pretty well. What else should we do here? So obviously if we click on this, it's supposed to show more. I think it just loads it, but I'm gonna have to do some more digging to actually get that to work. I think maybe we get replies set up to send images to the back end. And then we try to get a image reply work or an image post working on the front end just so we can see the images, and then get the image reply working on the front end and then kind of see where we go from there. Because I think we're making pretty good progress here. So first let's go into our feed slice or our post slice. So post slice. And let's go ahead and find where we create a post with media. So create post with media. Let's go and say export const. Export const, and we'll say repost with media equal to create async thunk. And I'm going to steal a lot of code here, so I want to get this as close as possible. This will be post slash media repost, I guess. I don't love that, but it is what it is. And then we'll have our async. So body, I don't know what's going to be yet. And then we have our thunk API. We'll do this. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and actually move this guy. Copy this. I'm going to move it up here below the create post. Wait a second. Repost, never mind, that's not what I wanted, so that can stay there. So create post with media. So this has a create post with media body. So what does our create post with media body look like? It just has image files. And it extends a create post body. Okay. What does our GTO look like for this? Let's go into our Java code and let's go ahead and find our post controller. Excuse me. Actually, we can probably just look at our create reply DTO. I'm guessing this is what it is. So let's, yeah, I guess let's look at our post controller. And media. So this is create media post, create media reply. So it just takes in a reply, which is a string reply, and request part media. And I could probably look at here and go to reply with media and see what this looks like. So here is what our thing looks like. So if we come back into our code and let's just do one of these. So this is what the JSON looks like. So it's author, original post, which is just the ID, the reply content, any images, the scheduled date, null, or scheduled date and poll. So I guess let's go ahead and say interface create reply with media body. And I could extend create reply body, but it doesn't have all that stuff. It just has the reply number or the post number. So say author is a user, which will be interesting. We'll have original post, which is a number. Let me do this because I like to do it this way. If it's an interface, we have the reply content, which is a string. We have images, which, what do we do for images? I guess we just do file array. Although this is a different images. This is images. This would be a post image maybe? Array. I think that's what we'd want, a post image array. And then otherwise we have scheduled, which scheduled is a boolean, and we'll have scheduled date, which is a date, I believe, poll, which is a poll, and then finally we'll have image files, which is a file array. Give me 1 sec, my headset's dying. Okay, I don't know why my repost post dot fulfilled is broken. Apparently I didn't recopy this. Okay, that's cool. So I'm gonna go and delete this. Thought I re-added it in. Copy this, and then we can just start undoing. This is going to take forever. Let me go ahead and undo all this because apparently I deleted repost somehow. And I hope I copied the right thing. Otherwise, I'm going to be sad. Okay, repost post is back. Okay. So now we need to create reply with media. Did I copy the right thing? I did not, of course. Interface, create, reply with media body. Okay, and now I'm gonna grab this text. So this is what we pass in. So let's copy this and let's go ahead and do one of these so we can kind of see what it gets brought in. So we have author. which is a user. We have a original post, which is a number. We're just going to pass the post ID. We have reply content, which is a string. Then we have images. This will be a post image array. So this is going to be if we have a GIF or something. We have scheduled, which is a Boolean. We have a scheduled date, which is a date. We have a poll, which is a poll. And finally, we have our image files, which is a file array. Like so. Let's save that. So now we can go ahead and take this create reply media with body. And let's scroll back down to our create reply media. Alright, so now this is body is going to be this type of body. Okay, so now I'm going to more or less take the same exact thing. So I'm going to say const images is equal to body.imageFiles. So let's go ahead and bring that in. So const images is equal to that. So now it says let post equal to this. So I think we can probably say let reply equal to, there's probably a better way to do this, but basically we need the same exact thing again. So let's come back up here. Let's copy this. Let's bring it down here so we can see what the reply is supposed to look like. And we're going to stringify this. So bring this in. So our author will equal to body.author, except what's the issue? User. Oh, that's why. So now original post will, I guess we'll just say original post will be body.originalPost, and then we'll say reply content will be body.reply content. Images, so here I'm pretty sure I'm going to just say body.images, I believe. Let's see, because although this is slightly different, this one doesn't have the images. But I'm pretty sure that's all we'll do, because if it's a GIF, we'll add the image to the actual post itself. So images will be body dot and then images. So this is slightly different from the other one, but it is what it is. Scheduled will be body dot scheduled. Maybe it'll be scheduled. And then we'll have scheduled date is body dot scheduled date. And finally we'll have poll, which is body dot poll. Okay, we missed one other step. So before we actually create the reply, we want to grab this piece of code. So we want to say let data equal to new form data. And then we will go ahead and say data.append the post as json.stringify post. So here we want to go ahead and match this to what we matched in here. So this is going to be called reply actually. So I'm just going to copy this to reply, and this will be reply. So if we do pass any data, we'll do it that way. And then what do we want to do? Although, you know what? Whenever it's with data, with media, I don't think that we need to pass the images. So I think we can actually, I think we could have actually like not passed anything here. I think we could just do this. So I think whenever it's a GIF, it'll just call the regular one. But we'll test that in a little bit. So there's that. So now we have this. We have our images. So now what we need to go ahead and do is for each image, we need to append to the media. So we can do that. We need to double check we actually call this media. And this should also probably be in try catch maybe. Well, I think maybe not. So for each image, we'll go ahead and do that. Images, and then let me double check Postman. Make sure we call this media. We do in fact call it media. Okay. So now we're ready to do the actual post, I guess. So we'll go ahead and we can say let config equal to this. So let's go and grab this. And we'll set this up. So config equal to post. That's fine. We need the token from the body as well. So let's go and throw a token in here. So media and token will be a string. I love that. Thank you. Okay, so that's fine. So now we have body.string. But now instead of post/media reply, I think this is /media or /reply/media. Let's double check our code. So post/reply/media. Let's just copy it from Postman just to double check. Okay, we have our authorization, we have content, and we have our data. Except I did that in the wrong spot. So let's undo that. String, okay. So let's go down to the correct one this time. So here, paste that, pass in our data. Now set for try catch. I did the whole thing in the catch last time. We probably need to do that. Then we can return dunk API.reject with value e. And then here inside the try, we can grab our res and do this. And then we can return res. I don't know if we do res.data. I spelled return wrong. Return res.data. Yes. Okay. So we set up our images, we set up our reply stuff, and we do all of this, and we send it off. So fingers crossed this works out. So now let's go ahead and come down here and set up this guy. So let's go to the bottom to our extra reducers. Wherever they are. So here, let's just go down to the fulfilled ones. I'm not gonna do, we could do a pending and all of that, but I'm not that concerned about it. It goes pretty quickly. So create reply. So we'll say builder.add case to create reply. What did I call this? I don't remember what I called this. Bookmark. That was just create reply with media. I don't know why I called it repost. This should be create reply with media. Okay, come back down here, wherever this was. Create reply with media. I don't know why it does this. Dot fulfilled. State action. And I spelled fulfilled wrong. So here we'll say state equal to dot state, and we'll set current reply to undefined. Basically the same thing. Loading will be false, error will be false, and current reply images will be an empty array, and we'll return the state. And let's also fix this, return this state. Okay, so now theoretically we should be able to create a reply with some actual media in it, but we need to actually set it up to do that. So I don't remember how we do this inside feed post creator. So maybe we just take a really quick peek inside feed post creator and see how that is actually done. So let's see here, wherever our feed is. Our feed post creator. So whenever we submit our post, we check to see if current post images length is equal to 0. Otherwise, we go ahead and do this. So we'll have to do something similar to that inside of our create reply. So let's go to our create reply, wherever that is. I keep losing stuff. So post and create reply. Is it going to be in the bottom maybe? TSX. Let's see here. Activate button, post reply. Okay, so if our current reply and so if we have a current reply and our post date dot, we want to say current post images dot length is equal to 0, do we want to do this? Otherwise, we want to dispatch and we want to create reply with media. We need to figure out how we want to make sure the GIFs are working, so that'll also be interesting. At some point I figured out GIFs are working, so I just need to double check that it actually works properly. But let's go ahead and import this. Okay, so this needs a create reply body, which I forget what it has on it, so it needs author. So author will be, do I have the state? Do I have token? And I only have, so let's say const and logged in is equal to use selector state root state. How do I get the logged in user for creating this post, I wonder? I don't know, I guess. Oh, because it gets it from the current reply. That makes sense. So root state dot, although I could probably get it from that, right? So I can say author is post state dot current reply. Although I might need to be careful. Dot author, because current reply might technically be undefined, so we might need to be careful with that. So next we need original post. So original post, we post state dot current reply. There should be original post dot post ID, and then after original post we need maybe. Can you tell me what I need, please? I don't remember. So let's just take a look. It's not wanting to load, so I'll just grab this. It's okay. I might need to say else if. Here, else if. I'm going to say post state dot current reply and post state dot current reply images. Whoops, this should be current reply images dot length is greater than 0, and then it should stop being mad about these current reply things. But anyway, I also want to do this so it stops, so I can actually see what this is wanting. So it wants author, original post, reply content. So let's grab reply, oops, content. It's going to be post state dot current reply dot reply content. I probably could have just done something slightly different, but it is what it is. So now images, oops, is going to be post state dot current reply images, and then we will have scheduled, which will be, this has false, so scheduled would be post state dot current reply, and then this will be scheduled. They'll have scheduled date, post date, current reply, dot scheduled date. And then finally we'll have poll, which will be postDate.currentReply.poll. So these two are because it's date or undefined. So what do we want to do about those? And images is mad because it needs to be a file array, so we can go ahead and fix a file array thing. So let's see, go back up. Create media, reply with media body. So instead of this, we'll just say this, and then we'll make this a file array. And then, so here, I guess this can be date or null maybe, or undefined, I guess. We really want to be null. We might need to do a check to make sure. Actually, it might get converted into null, so it might be okay. So now, what are your problem? So argument type, writable draft user, original post, author. It doesn't like the author. Token is missing. Okay. Token will be just token, I guess. Okay, so there's that. We also want to dispatch our, dispatch display, or actually be update display. Update display and create reply. What could go wrong, right? And for each image, it's mad in here. Let's see. So this is just images now. Okay, save that. Because we're not gonna have any body images, because I'm pretty sure we just attach it to the reply itself, like in here. Wherever I create reply is. So images is just reply by images. So if it's a GIF, it just gets set directly to it. So now let's go ahead and go back into our thing here. Okay, let's refresh. Make sure this is all working. I should have kept the console open just to see if anything pops up. Let's clear this out. Let's go ahead and make a reply to, there should be another summer one. Yeah, let's reply to summer. And let's go ahead and say, hey, look at this beautiful, if I could type, image. Let's go ahead and grab an image. Sure, we can grab this. So that's there, that's mad, that's fine. So if I reply, we got a 500. Terrific. So that did not go through. If we refresh, we can. Okay, so let's see what the issue is. So come back into our Java. Looks like we're gonna have some debugging to do, which is fun. Let's see, unrecognizable field, original post. 7 known properties, original post. So what do you mean unrecognized field? I forgot an I in original post. Good job, Ethan. Okay. So original post, that looks like it's correct, but that's not media, right? Orig with an I. And let's fix this. Spelled right there. It just didn't spelled right inside the actual reply. Okay, so maybe that's an easy fix. I'm gonna go ahead and, well, I don't need to restart. I'm gonna restart anyway, just so that I can read these better. That, and it's getting pretty, there's a lot of replies and stuff already, so I'm just gonna clear this out. So if we come back in here and give this a refresh, we should not see as many posts anymore. Cool. Let's clear this out. So if we do come up with an error, I didn't mean to retweet that, but I guess it's retweeted now. And let's try this out with an image again, and then let's go ahead and add an image. Reply. Okay, I do not see an error if we refresh. Let's try this out with an image again. So obviously we need to set those images. And now we have the image, so that's good. Now here's the fun part. Let's see if we add an image with a GIF, what happens. So come in here. And let's say, let's try adding a GIF. This should just be processed as a, whoops, I broke something. Normal post. I don't know why that's slightly off. Ooh, shouldn't this be breaking? I don't know why it's not breaking. We might need to do some research. Let's grab a GIF. Let's just say smile, I guess. Let's just put this in there. That's so not cute whatsoever. So it replied. We refresh. It created it, but did it attach it? So we're not going to be able to see anything inside of our IntelliJ, because whenever we do a GIF, it doesn't actually load the GIF onto our server. It just kind of puts it onto the post itself. So to actually see that, we'll have to go into our dbeaver and give it a refresh. So let's go ahead and refresh our post. So let's add a GIF. We might need to go into like either images. So it does have a smile GIF. The image URL didn't work though. So the image URL did not get set. Interesting. So we need to see what's going on whenever we add a GIF to our reply. So maybe we need to look into how we're doing that. So I think whenever we have our create reply bottom, all we're doing is we have the cluster, right? So we have the feed create post button cluster. And inside of this button cluster, I'm just going to clean some stuff out here real quick. So inside of the create post button cluster, all we have is just an on click to open emoji modal. So we need the emoji modal, which I don't know if that's inside of our components or not. So it is not, so it must be inside feed. So let's see here. Feed post creator GIF modal. So this is preview and display. Let's check display. Okay, so display. So attach GIF to post. And it just updates current post with images. And then here we have the target ID, we have the type and the URL. So it looks like the target URL is incorrect maybe, or it's not set. Let's console.log the e.target.id, I guess, and see what's going on with that. Because let's scroll down here. So we're setting the ID. ID is equal to GIF. Image is equal to GIF. So if it's frozen, we don't have like anything. But ID is just equal to GIF. And source is equal to GIF. So what is GIF? Let's go ahead and say console.log. And we're going to console.log e.currentTargets.id. because this is obviously not working properly. So we need to figure out what's going on when we try to attach this, because this should be fine. img is equal to post image, and it puts it in an array. Okay. Yeah, that should be fine. So let's go ahead and hop in here. Let's refresh. Maybe we should make sure that it actually attached to a post as well. Let's just do a reply. Let's go ahead and go into our GIF. Let's grab dance and let's hit this. So it's showing up mediatinner.com/whatever. So it's showing up. This is slightly scuffed. Yep, so it has the image URL whenever we click on this. And update current post, is it not called images maybe? Let's look at what our current reply looks like. Maybe current reply doesn't have images or something weird. Let's go to our post slice. So if we scroll up, our state, where is our state? Post slice state, current reply, it's just a reply or undefined. What does our current reply look like? So reply, where is our reply at? It does have an image, is a post image array. So that should be legal. And it uploaded an image because we get the smile GIF. We just don't have an image URL, which we should. Maybe let's check image URL, make sure we're setting the right thing. So go back into here. Yeah, image URL. That seems proper. As a search term -gif. So why is this set to nothing? Let's console.log imgs. What does this look like? Give it a nice refresh. Sure. Add a GIF. Image. Image URL. Okay, so maybe it's an issue on our Java side. So we create reply with media. Let's go into our service, maybe our post service, create reply with media. So we get the images. And we upload these images. And upload image. I think this actually saves it and sets it here. Now I think it's because I'm calling create reply. Although this has dto.getImages in it, and we call create post with this post. So this does have the images. If we come in here, create post, we get the images. So dto.getImages not equal to null, and dto.getImages.size greater than 0. This is the case. We get the images. We get the image path is get image URL. Let's make sure we get to this point. Let's say system out println, and let's say dto.getImages or something. And let's make sure we're getting this data. Let's give it a nice refresh. I'm guessing we're doing something wrong here. Because everything seems fine from the request side. Let's go ahead. Whoops. Close out of that. Let's go ahead and hop into here. Let's refresh. Let's go ahead and just make a reply to this. Let's just add a GIF. Say annoyed. And we'll go ahead and reply. So it goes through image 0, GIF. So our image path and image URL are both null for some reason. So this looks fine in images. So whenever so this should be fine. Because images looks proper in here. If we look in here, we have image ID 0, annoyed GIF, and we have our image URL. And we have our images in here as well. So what we're sending is working. So if we go into our create reply bottom, where we create this post, I think this is fine. If we go into our post slice, let's console.log, which I think we already are. Whenever we create the reply, wherever this create reply is, create reply. Yeah, we're console.logging the reply and it looks proper. Because we're looking at it here. This is a reply right here. We have our images. And our image URL is perfectly fine. Image URL. Image type. Image name. Image ID. It's just URL and it's URL and name, right? That's not working. Let's give this a nice refresh. There's gotta be a refresh button that I'm just blind and not seeing. I'm pretty sure there is. I just don't know where it's at apparently. Let's go ahead and refresh our images. So yeah, image path, which I think we set that on our own. I don't think we set that in here. Let's do name and URL. So path and URL are not getting set properly. Seems to be coming in. What does our DTO look like that we get here? So let's see what our DTO looks like. And that's also, maybe there's something that's getting lost in translation inside of our create reply. So create reply, let's also look at what the DTO looks like. So we'll also say create reply DTO. Okay, because we are getting the images here and create a new post DTO. But maybe images are scuffed or something in here. Let's get to the bottom of this, because in the JavaScript, everything is set up properly. There's something not getting translated right either in here or somewhere in between. So if we refresh, let's just go ahead and say here, add a GIF. Sure, we can dance and reply. The reply that we sent to them has an author, it has an images with one image, and it has original post and all of the stuff. So why is it? Oh, you know what? This is image URL all uppercase versus this is image URL lowercase. Okay, so we need to go into here and this is gonna stink. Let's go into our global interfaces and our post image. This needs to be URL. And that's gonna break a couple things, I'm sure. At least it should break a couple things. We refresh. Does it show up the issue? Yep. Okay. So does it show up in here now? There we go. So we need to go and fix all these. So the first one is feed creator GIF modal display. I hate this. So feed post creator here. So this will be URL like that and save. And let's see where else there's problems at. Let's see. Next one is feed post creator images. So let's find feed post creator images. CSX. So this will be URL. This will be URL. You know what? It probably would have been easier to change it in Java now that I think about it, but oh well, it is what it is. So this was never actually working for the posts, I don't think. Either that or I changed something at some point. So now it looks like there's just two more. So feed post creator frozen GIF. So feed post creator frozen GIF. Where is that at? I don't even see frozen GIF component. GIF modal. Edit. Where is this at? Components. Why is this one in components? It's not in components. It's in, oh, it's feed components. I don't know why I named it that, but okay. And this will be URL uppercase. RL, maybe? There we go. There's like one more, I think. Nope, that's all the issues. Okay. Give it a refresh again. And I might also go ahead and refresh this just to go ahead and get this stuff out of here. I need to go through and delete all the console.logs and system.prints to try to debug this. Uh-oh, I think that aired. Okay, never mind. No, it didn't. So now we'll go ahead, refresh again. We'll go ahead and reply. We'll say testing out GIFs again and say GIF and dance. And we'll do this dance and we'll go ahead and reply and refresh. Testing out GIFs again. Okay, go to our dbeaver and give this a good old refresh as well. There we go. So now we have the media URL and all that stuff. So that's good to go. So now we can create posts and other stuff. Now we need to go ahead and actually attach images to this. So let's go ahead and go to our post. So I think what we can do is literally take feed post, whatever this is called, feed post creator images, maybe. I wanted the TSX. So is this the component that just shows? Yeah, and then we just pass it. Let's see, does this get past anything, or does this just look at? Ooh, we might just say create image container, honestly, and then pass it the images from the post. So let's try that. So we'll say const image container is equal to use memo and do this. So let's just copy this and we'll use this create image container, and basically however we use this, let's see. So image, big post create image, otherwise we said here image container, right? Yeah, so let's first go into our post and let's see here. So this should be below this right here, I guess. We'll actually want it up here. We'll put it here, I guess, because it's like a use thing. Just go and bring in use memo. We'll go ahead and import this. And here, this will be feed post dot, I guess, post, and then this will be dot images, and then we'll watch the feed post dot post, except it didn't work, feed post dot post, and then this will be dot post ID, I guess. We'll watch for the post ID to change. Now create image container takes in a file array, not a post images array. Of course it does. So let's go into this guy, wherever this is. This goes in the feed utils. So utils, feed utils, where is our create post? So create image container. Here's what we're gonna do. And hopefully this works. This is like all feed post stuff. We're gonna make one for post images. So we're gonna say create post image container, and this is gonna take in a post, maybe, image array. And then here, this will be image, that's fine. Let's say image dot, and then I guess image URL. And what's this problem? String not type blob. So I guess we can clean this up. So we can actually say image dot image URL. Name can be image dot image name. Type can be image dot image type. I don't know if that's gonna work for this. Key image dot image ID, and then technically this is probably supposed to have a whatever it's called on it, like a alt tag, but it is what it is. This will be a post image array that we swap, and then we don't need this, and then we can say image dot image URL, image dot image name, image dot image type, and then image dot image ID for the key. And then here, same thing. So image will be, hopefully this works. I don't know if this is gonna work. Image dot image URL. I think it was taking a URL anyway. So this is images 0 dot image URL, images 0 dot image name, images 0 dot image type. So now we can take our post image container, go into post, change this to create post image container, import this, save that, and now we'll take this guy, copy it. Is it going to pull the CSS? We're going to find out. That's going to be the bigger issue here, is whether or not it actually pulls CSS properly. So now, basically, what we'll say is post or feed post dot, and then the post dot images dot length greater than 0. And we'll have this post image container. So theoretically, and now the only issue is that it has an X there. So we're gonna have to modify that, obviously, but it's working. So that's a good sign. Now we need to add this to replies as well, obviously. So we're gonna do the same exact thing. So let's grab this, copy it, and let's go to our reply.tsx, and just below here again. And I think it's even actually below the overflowing. And let's go ahead, that's not where I wanted it though. That's where I wanted it at the end. We'll paste this in, and this will be reply image container. Use memo, so let's bring in use memo, and we'll go ahead and bring in this. So this will be reply.images. If there is any images, and then we'll watch reply.postID. So if it changes, we'll run that. We'll grab this guy, and again here we'll say reply.images.length is greater than 0. So if we have some images in there, and we'll do this and save that. So now if the actual post or the reply that we had has an image, so let's refresh. So now let's say, let's test out adding images to the post again and seeing if they work. Okay, this is scuffed. And the reply. I don't know why this is broken again. It's got to be some sort of styling. Reply content. And well, actually it has to do with wherever that util is. So I think it'd be inside of our post and create reply text area. Did I call this text area content? No. The elements, and the elements have what? Convert content to elements. So I need to go back to, actually, I wonder if it has to do with the ellipsis. Ooh, gosh darn it. I wonder if it has to do with this line right here. If I get rid of this line, does it work? No, it does not. Okay. So it's not that. I don't think it's the line height, so it's not the ellipsis doing it. So straight up something with the CSS. I touched something with CSS or something. It's in the create post and create reply, I guess. So yeah, it has to do with something inside of the create post text area. Specifically, it's got to do something with this text area content. Text area content. Break all words. Absolute. Yeah, that should be fine actually. Input has hidden. Something's overriding something in here that we don't want. Well, let's see. I'm going to put this in our debug list. This dang thing is always causing issues. Let's throw some images in here. So let me move this over. Let's just add these 3 images, maybe. Okay, we have 3 images. Let's go ahead and post it. So does this work? Again, we need to make sure that if it's in a post, we can't click on those. So now if we reply to this, we'll say replying to a post that has an image attached. How will this look? A reply, refresh. I think it looks okay. It just makes it a little bit smaller. Cool. So now that's good. I'm gonna do some research and look into what the heck is going on with our reply or our text content. I don't know what's going on with this. Something isn't quite formatting properly. But like I said, I wanted to kind of keep this one short and sweet tonight just because I wanted to work on some other stuff. I am very close to getting done with whatever it's called. So with that being said, I appreciate everyone for stopping by. It's been a great stream. I appreciate you all for those who have watched at this point. But anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap it up here. I hope you all enjoyed the episode and live stream, and stay tuned for the next one. So this has been Ethan Uncoder. Peace out. Have a great day. And yeah, see you guys in the next one.